moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping, get your mood right? Shining up good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so by mine. Spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping, get your mood right? Shining up good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so by mine.
What is going on, my fellow boobs? It is your boy, Jayson Alonzo, and we are here today with the first ever episode of the Hug Me Brother podcast. If you're new here and you don't know what this is, I'll explain it to you. It is a deep dive, a deep analysis into the hit Nickelodeon TV show running from the years 2004 to 2007 called Drake and Josh. I'm your host, Jayson Alonzo, once again. Let me talk about Drake and Josh. Some might think it's a witty, humorous show made for young adults in the early 21st century, but I can tell you that that is absolutely wrong. It is a smart, intricate television program made for people like me who can dig deep down and pick out what everybody on that show was thinking and explain it to people like you. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going episode by episode on this genre. Obviously, we're starting with the first episode, which the people at Nickelodeon have called Pilot. But here at the Hug Me Brother podcast, we like to call it what it is based on what we're going to be looking at in the show. So the pilot is actually called Episode 1, Josh Explores His Sexuality. That is right! Our very own Josh Nichols in the pilot episode will doubt the man or woman that he truly is. Now, let me just say one thing. Each episode is going to be different, but there are going to be two things in common. Two things that we're going to be keeping track of. Drake's girlfriend and Dan's feet. I know what you're thinking. I only know what one of those means. Drake's girlfriends. Drake Parker, he's right up there, is a little bit of a slut, a little bit of a little whore. He has a lot of girlfriends. He likes them. He likes them girls, and he has a lot of them. So we're actually going to be keeping track of how many he has, because he has like one every episode or something crazy. Now let me talk about Dan's feet. Who's Dan? You're wondering. Well, I'm going to tell you. Dan is Dan Schneider. He is the executive producer of Drake and Josh. He also executive produces iCarly and all this other stuff. Sam and Cat, those shows. So he's a great guy, but a couple years ago, some people found out a little dirty secret about him. Something that some in the business might call a little bit of a foot fetish. He's into the toes. He likes sucking toes. So, a lot in iCarly, another one of his shows, they do a lot of bare feet, which now you know why, because Dan's a little bit of a slut for them toes. So we're going to be counting in Drake and Josh just how many times we see some bare feet. Should get interesting. Let's get this started. I am streaming this off Vimeo, illegally. So let me just say something real quick. Nickelodeon. Big fan of your stuff. I love you guys a lot. Let me just give you a little heart right there. Don't delete this, because I worked hard for this. Thank you. Love you guys. So let's get this started. So we see here they do this every episode. They have a little bit of an intro. You got Drake and Josh. Now, this is the first ever scene. This is introducing our main characters. Bang, bang. Our little boobs up there. You know what? I called you guys my little boobs in the beginning. This is our fan base name, little boobs. Or my boobs, whatever. They're the boobs. You get it. Let's get this started.
My name's Drake Parker.
I'm Josh Nichols.
I should probably be doing my homework.
I'm just doing a little homework here.
So you can see, clearly Dan didn't give a shit right off the bat. This is clearly cliche, classic, cool and nerd, right? Just want to put that out there. Keep that in mind. You're going to see a lot of cliches in this episode.
But it's more fun to do this.
Drake.
Man, I'm thirsty. here with my mom and my little sister Megan.
I got a great family, even though it's just me and my dad. I love that guy.
I love girls.
Here we can see the first hint of Josh maybe being gay. Think about it. I'm going to disclude the fact that he was talking about his father. He says, I love that guy. Nothing much to think about that there. But then you have a Drake talk, and Drake's kind of his foil, kind of his opposite. And Drake says, I love girls. You don't think that Josh is gay after this? Or at least maybe thinking about it a little? Because I would start thinking about it. Because, I don't know. Seems like Josh might be gay. This is like the producers giving us a little hint. Something to keep in mind.
So my mom's been dating this guy.
So my dad's been dating this woman. She's really great.
He's okay, but he's got this kid that goes to my school.
She has a son that goes to my school. Drake.
Josh. It's not that I have anything against Josh.
Okay, let me just say. Turns out that this Drake and Josh they're talking about, it's each other. Took me a little bit to figure that out. I don't know about y'all, but I was like 2/3 of the way through the episode when I realized that. Just want to put that out there.
Really don't know Drake all that well. But he seems kind of okay.
Unusual.
Now, what the fuck is this? This is my Christian television program, and I don't want to see any of this nasty shit. And just to make it all worse, look whose sly little name is in the corner right here. On the bottom. Dan Schneider. No, I don't see no toes, but I mean, Jesus, Dan, control yourself. On my Christian television program? I gotta say, it's kind of hot though.
Hey, Mom. Mr. Nichols.
Yeah, so
Screaming.
here we're really introduced to Drake and Josh.
Josh,
Now,
what are you doing here? What's he doing here? Tell.
Wait, Drake, quick, get your sister.
there's something about to know right here. Just give me a second.
Have they done something face yet?
Here's my thing, right? Drake walks in, he's disgusted. Megan walks in, she's disgusted. Josh, nothing. He seemed overjoyed at his dad and some woman making out. Now, Josh, he's a little bit of a perv? I don't know. Should get interesting though.
Kids, Josh's dad and I have been going out for a long time now, and we have some news.
You got me a dirt bike?
Okay, so y'all know what happens here. They're getting married, he freaks out, he's so happy.
Happy family. Wait.
Okay, now here's something in my notes. I'm taking notes. I wrote down Drake sad, Josh happy, makes you think. I don't remember what it's supposed to make you think about, but think about it.
He's gonna be my stepfather.
So yeah.
And you. You're gonna be mine.
Okay, yeah, so here's the intro or whatever. So now here's something that I thought the show writers did a really great job of. Ready? Here. Did you hear that? The lyrics said just turn around. Look what they did. Look what they did. They turned around. Now, I don't know who wrote this, but I would love to have a talk with them. Alright, cool.
Drake, Josh is downstairs.
Oh, really? Because I was just writing a song about it. It's called I'm Not Sharing My Room with Josh.
Here's my beef with Drake, right? Drake, the only thing we've seen you doing besides crying and being a little bitch is playing your goddamn guitar. I'm assuming that you want to be some sort of rock star when you grow up, some dead dreams, some dreams that are dead already. And they're already dead when you're naming your song, I don't want to share a room with Josh, or whatever he says. That's not good, okay? That's just not a good name. And, I just wrote that was kind of a bitch move by Drake to name his song that. Not only is it rude towards Josh, it's just an awful song name. Let's keep going.
Look, I know this is going to be a big adjustment, but I need you to give this a chance.
But Mom, he's goofy. He's clammy. Hi, Drake. He's here.
Okay, so we all know what happens. Josh moves in. Drake's not happy about it. And then, cool place you got, and now he's on his bed, whatever. Let me just skip to the good part. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Here we go.
Who reads the school newspaper?
Bitch, shut up!
I do. It's good. It's stupid. Ooh, look. A poem by Janitor Jones. The toilet. Don't soil it.
Here! Sorry, I need to control myself. Drake starts off the scene by saying he's writing a song called I Don't Wanna Room with Josh or whatever. No ebb, no flow. I would automatically skip it. And then Janitor Jones comes in with this heat. The toilet, don't soil it. That's kind of fire. That is fire. And Drake is making fun of him? Janitor Jones, I salute you. I think you're gonna make some fire beats. The toilet, don't soil it. You're gonna soil it with your poop and your suit and your shit. That's kind of fire. Like, Drake, I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't want to share everything with Josh. But put some respect on Janitor Jones' name. That's a legend right there.
That's clever. Right?
What?
Oh, and here's the worst. Miss Nancy's advice column. What a load. A load of good.
Alright, so if you've seen the show, you already know why this scene's important, but I'm just going to skip it. Oh, yeah. Just look at that. That is the pose of a godly man. A man who should be revered by the American people. I mean, just look at that stance.
Now it's my turn to kiss you.
This is such bullshit. This is a Christian television program. Stop making out on my Christian television program or I will call Jesus himself and tell you to stop. That is disgusting. I think Josh is going to explore sexuality and change it to sexually attracted to not that.
Now it's my turn to kiss you.
I wonder whose turn it will be next.
It's my turn to throw up.
Don't you have
Alright,
something to
so Drake's going to go play some hoops because he's cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, check it out. Dad's got whatever. Nobody really cares. Now, this next scene is really crucial.
Hey, Josh, you want to go play any basketball? Oh,
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even 7 minutes into this godly show, and Josh is already wearing tampons, presumably. He's got his fit on. He's ready to go out on the town and woo some men. He's exploring his sexuality. It's right there. I'm telling you, my guy. Later you're going to see that it's because he's Miss Nancy or whatever. But no. He doesn't need that dress to do that column. Let me keep going. He needs it because he's secretly a woman. And I want you to pay attention about how disgusted Drake is and how he calls out what's going on. I want you to pay attention to this. This is going to come up later.
Josh is dressed like a freak. I can't explain. Why are you dressed like Queen Latifah?
I love Queen Latifah. Fuck off, Dave.
I can't tell you. Josh is dressed like. All right, I'm telling you, you gotta swear to keep it a swear, now talk. All right.
Miss
Okay, so he kind of chokes here.
What? I'm Miss Nancy, okay?
He's Miss Nancy. That's it.
From the
But is he though? I mean, he is.
your
But later Drake's gonna say that Josh doesn't need that dress, but I think he does.
dress. Unless I'm wearing it. You want some good advice?
Okay, so anyways...
Bring
Okay, so basically what's going on here is that Drake is reading one of the things. He realizes that the thing is from one of the hottest girls in school.
Then I'll just tell the whole world that my new stepbrother, Josh Nichols.
And basically the line said before that is that Josh wasn't going to let Drake use this column to his advantage to pick up girls. And then Drake said that if he doesn't, he'll tell everybody he's Miss Nancy. This is the first example of Drake blackmailing Josh. What does this mean? This is a deep analysis, so what does this mean? It means Drake is a little fucking bitch. Holy shit.
The real live Miss Nick.
Alright, so yeah, he's like, fine, and then
Josh Nichols.
he says no, actually, and then Drake yells it out his window. Like, who's gonna hear that? At least someone that goes to their school. Like, okay, so yeah, and then he's like, fine, and then Drake's like, great. And here, my Drake is a little bitch theory. Okay, hold on, let me go back for a second. I just want to say, look at this. The school is just called high school. Dan, what the hell? Try harder. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jason, this is getting a little boring. I mean, this microphone isn't even attached to anything. Why am I watching this? Now, let me tell you. I want to keep doing this, but if you're not watching, this is my message to the viewers. I want to keep doing this, but if you're not watching, I don't have a purpose in life. I am completely meaningless currently, and this is my only source of hope. So just keep watching, and I'm about to rant a little bit about Drake and why he's a little bitch right here. Ready?
Beauty. Rhymes with snooty. Fruity. No. Beauty.
What are you writing?
Oh, nothing. Just,
Poetry. What the fuck, Drake? Drake is trying and failing at being a poet. Does this tell you something? This tell you something? Who did he criticize earlier? Janitor Jones, because he had a fire-ass poem. And now he can't even rhyme anything with beauty. Drake, you are playing yourself so hard, and I'm not here for it. Get your shit together, my guy.
You write poetry?
Okay, so yeah, now he's just like, oh yeah, I write poetry, and I'm like a good guy, and you should go to dinner with me even though you're dating someone. And, you know, you kind of get the deal. And he's like, oh, it's so easy, and Josh's like, fuck you. This next scene is kind of useless. This is Megan. Now, the thing about Megan is, she's just going to put some hot sauce in there. She's a prancer, we all know that. The thing about Megan is she plays Carly on iCarly. She plays Carly on iCarly, which doesn't even make sense, because let's assume there's a Nickelodeon cinematic universe. It's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is an ongoing theory in the series, how each character here is a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the Nickelodeon Cinematic Universe. So let's assume there is. How does this work? Is she Megan or is she Carly? Just something to think about. This is also an ongoing theory, my Nickelodeon Cinematic Universe theory. Each character is going to get assigned a superhero.
the whole reason you do your Miss Nancy advice help, huh? To help people with their problems.
This is kind of useless. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, you're stupid. Oh yeah, you're dumb. You know, don't tell anyone. Also,
Tiffany, I know who Miss Nancy.
who's gonna hear that? The parents don't care. Megan's probably not in high school. He's yelling it in the inside of his home. Drake, you're a little bitch.
I know who Miss Nancy. Okay,
Alright, so yeah, they're gonna and I know what you're thinking. Megan seems like a useless character. She's just a sister there for comic effect. But she actually has a big role. And I'll tell you at the end of the episode what her big role is. Stick around if you want to hear it. Okay, just wanted to do that. Oh yeah, so they're trying to find water, and they run to the house, and whatever. And Megan's laughing along the way. They go outside, Megan closes the door, whatever. Oh, look how cute she is. So now we're at the date. And, this is just kind of like plot, whatever.
I know you. You go to our school, right?
And then Josh is being all cute, adorable self.
Stay in
And
the kitchen forever.
Drake wants him back in the kitchen. Drake wants him back in the kitchen. You know why? I'll tell you why Drake wants him back in the kitchen. Who was Josh earlier? A woman. What is the stereotype for women to be in the kitchen? Drake. And this is the big part of this episode, which I'm about to explain. You keep that in mind. Drake just told a possible woman to stay in the kitchen. Let's keep going.
Josh, did you try some of this ravioli that Drake made? It's incredible.
Oh,
And then he's like, oh, you made the ravioli. Give me the formula. You know what I'm saying?
Brother,
Okay,
it's really
here we go.
my boyfriend.
Okay, hottest girl in school, Drake. Yeah, I'll probably say that.
The stuff.
I know.
And then Josh, like, almost gets caught in this fancy. Then the
I
door
know,
rings.
I'm coming.
Now, remember when I was all like cliche, whatever? This is the cliche boyfriend.
So,
Jesus Christ, Dan.
what? Did I have a concussion?
So yeah, he thinks
Turn my back for 5
He thinks
minutes.
Josh
You're on a
is-
date with this clown?
Josh is the boyfriend and whatever. Now, an important line is coming up here.
I can date whoever I want.
Yeah? Well, you can't date a guy with no head.
And she can,
Hamburger meat. You understand me?
But I'm a vegetarian.
this line is probably for comedic effect, right? Wrong. Listen to this. Josh said he's a vegetarian. For his magazine, who are America's vegans and vegetarians? 2% conservative, 2% conservative, 3% moderate, over 5 times what conservative is, 11% liberal. I don't know where that other 75% is. I don't know how this graph works, but all I know is that it's more likely that Josh has liberal tendencies than Drake. So we're just gonna, and he dressed up as a woman. If you're conservative, you're probably not doing that. So we're gonna go ahead and assume Josh, liberal. Now Drake, let's talk about Drake. Drake seemed pretty disgusted at the fact that Josh was dressing up as a woman. And he told a woman to go back into the kitchen, a possible woman. Now I'm not saying that all conservatives have that ideology that women are kind of, stay in the kitchen and that, transgender people shouldn't exist. But it's more common among conservatives, I guess you can say. So we're going to go ahead and assume Drake is a conservative. Now, if Josh is liberal, I'm going to also assume that his dad is liberal, just because it usually runs in the family. We're going to assume that the Parker family is conservative. That's going to be an interesting dynamic in this series, right? The ideologies clashing. Think about this. What if, in a couple years, Megan, she turns into a little slut. There's a lot of sluts in the show. And Megan gets pregnant. She's, let's say, 20. And she says, I think I need to get an abortion. Mom says, no, you can't get an abortion. Stepdad says, no, you can get an abortion. I just think that's something to think about, something the show writers could have taken advantage of. How are these political ideologies going to crash in the show? Let's keep going. I just thought that was very interesting. Also, thank you, Niall. Very cool. So yeah, this is Josh getting pulled, and this girl still hasn't told the guy that Josh isn't even the boyfriend. Jesus Christ. Look what she says here. Josh is on the floor. He was scared for his life. He thought he was going to die. Look what this bitch says.
That was So romantic.
Who the fuck is this girl? Who invited her? Oh, that bitch. So yeah, they're gonna have a fight, and now they need to figure out what to do, and blah 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 blah. Drake says, "I know what you need to do." Taekwondo. It's very important to note here that Taekwondo is a Korean form of martial arts. Korean. Now they need to learn. They get scared.
How can I help you?
I need you to make me an expert in karate.
He says karate. Karate's Japanese. Josh, learn. You walk into a Taekwondo studio. That is Korean. Karate is Japanese. Josh, you're being a little bit racially insensitive right now. Note that.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, you can't be a karate master, but you know we'll get you a karate master. Any second now. Money. So here we have our cliche montage. A lot of clichéness in the show. Also, by the way, the boyfriend's name is Buck. Holy shit. Who names their kid Buck? I've never heard that name in my life. Anyways, back to this cliche montage. You know, Josh can't break open the board, and the little girl was beating him and whatnot. And, you know, later, you know, he's getting better, and the little girl's still beating him. Drake is an alcoholic. He beats the little girl. So when I said the little girl's beating him, get your mind out of the gut. Jesus Christ. And so now they're ready, and he's gonna totally beat up this guy. Everybody's waiting, and he's getting ready. And you can kind of see that their bond has kind of grown, and I just think it's really beautiful. Here's the guy. Look at his fucking leather jacket. Like he's like Troy Barnes or some shit. Don't disrespect the legend. Also, important to note, let me look this John up really quickly. Drake and Josh wiki. So is there any way to see? Sorry guys, I should have had this up already. Let's see. Explore. How do I want to do this? Episodes. Let's do. Sorry guys, I probably should have done this before. Oh wow, so cute. See, look at this little perv. This is interesting. Most people are 18 and older. Okay. You know what? I was just gonna look for the name of the high school. You know, let's just do that. Let's just do... I'm really sorry about this, guys. Anyways, while I'm talking, think about, who's your favorite character so far? High school. What's the name of the high school? Bellevue High School. Okay. So that makes sense, because the guy had a little B on his cool sport coat. So, like, if the school was named, like, blah, like, not B, and that just means he has B on his shirt for Buck, and what the hell is that? Really sorry about that, guys. Let's keep going. So, yeah, he's about to fight, and they're making bets, and guess who wins? Okay, yeah. So he wins, Buck wins, and look at this little bitch. Goes right back to her boyfriend. What if Josh won? She's gonna start fucking Josh, who might be transgender. So yeah. that is basically it. They're mad at each other, and basically Drake teaches him that he doesn't need the Nancy dress and his push-up bra to be a person who gives good advice. And Josh is all happy, and Drake is all happy. And ready for this? Look, Josh goes to give him a hug. It's somewhere. See, look. Remember my Marvel Cinematic Universe comment earlier? What does that remind you of? Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man wants to hug Iron Man, and Iron Man's like, no, I'm just opening the door for you. So this is our first illusion. Josh is Spider-Man, Drake is Iron Man. Remember that. Josh is Spider-Man, Drake is Iron Man. So what does that mean? Does that mean Drake is gonna die? God, I hope so. He's a little bitch. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Sorry, I forgot you're not comfortable with the hugging. Thanks.
Okay, so anyways, so eventually they say some sweet stuff. You know, Josh still might be gay, but he's not transgender.
Yeah.
And like this, they hug each other. That's what this is about, really. So, that's basically the episode. Let's talk about it. What do we see here? What are we taking away? Drake and this girl are a bunch of little bitches. Megan, I told you that at the end of the episode I was going to tell you her purpose. Her purpose is that she brought the two together, and then the rest of the series, she's going to tear them apart. So let's do our Drake and Dan counters. Drake has one girlfriend. Dan has 0 feet so far. Just something to take note there. We are definitely going to be following this liberal versus conservative ideology. I think that we're actually not going to witness the election of any president. I guess Bush. I guess Bush's second term, so who's against Bush? Second term. Wasn't our boy Al? Who's against Bush second term? I don't really know, but it'll be interesting to see if that causes any divide within the household. Also, gearing up to the Obama election, who knows, maybe Drake's like a John McCain freak, you know? I think it'll be really interesting. And yeah, so just, if I had to put this episode in one sentence, it'd probably be Drake's a little bitch. So yeah, that is the end of Season 1, Episode 1. Josh explores his sexuality. So, as I shut this off, I want you to think about one thing, and maybe put it in the comment section. Is Josh gay? That is what I'm leaving you with. If he's not gay, is he bi? Is he actually transgender and he just wanted to hide it from Drake? Let me hear your thoughts about this. Hopefully we never have to see this girl again. Yeah, so I think that's all the time we have. If you have any suggestions for how to make the podcast better, maybe plug in the microphone, let me know. And yeah, that's all. So, bye. Bye, my little boobs. There we go. See y'all.